Hi, this is Vicki from Grandma B's Junk Journals. Thanks for stopping by my channel. Today I'm going to share 3 of my school-themed Little Golden Book junk journals. I have a total of 8, so I'm working on 5 more, but I do have 3 finished that are going into my website. So I wanted to go ahead and share those, just do a quick little flip through, and then they will be dropped on the website. So here we go. Now, they are created from Little Golden Books, and all of the story pages are in the journal. It is a smaller journal. It only has 2 signatures. For the school-themed journals, I am trying to keep them a little bit smaller so they're a little bit more economical for people who might want to purchase them for this school year. They have 2 signatures, and I did give it that nice curved spine, and I have used Mod Podge on it for a sealer. I've did the pamphlet stitch on the signatures. There is a small removable charm on each one. It is just a small charm, but they all have, it's a little back to school themed charm and just some ribbon. It's trimmed with some pom-pom. And there's 3 little clips in there that I created, and I have filled it with a lot of school themed stuff. So if you purchase this, you will not be getting an extra package of goodies like you would if it was one of my larger journals. I have just clipped everything inside of it, and then you can move it around, make pockets, make tags, whatever you want to do with it. So all right, so the books, all 8 of them are in pretty good shape, but they are vintage, and you know, they've been loved. Some of them have been loved, but this one I absolutely adore. The front cover, it is so cute. It is the Counting Rhymes book, and it's just, it has all of the 8 books have a variety of scrapbook paper, just vintage, different vintage papers, and you'll see as I go through it. And they all have a little notebook made from scrapbook paper tucked into a pocket. The images in this one they're just adorable. This is 1974, so there's lots of different kinds of scrapbook paper, writing paper. There's clips and cards that make great pockets. The images are gorgeous. Again, all of the story pages. I'm going to try to go through here quickly because I do have 3 of them. So there's some envelopes. There are bags for pockets. This has a card in here. They have a little DVD holder and some little goodies inside there. And again, the images are adorable. Here's the other side of that bag with a little pocket. Here's an envelope with some goodies in it. This is a tag that I created. It has a big spot for journaling or photo. This is from a different vintage children's book, and I've sewn around it with a lace tab. And I'm going to try to do this quickly. There is a name plate for a desk, and then just some school stuff. So these make great journaling spots, or you could glue them for pockets. Lots of different things you can do, and I put many different journaling cards. Here's a little reward chart, and here's an affirmation card here that I did sew around and put a tab, believe in yourself. I like to use these tiny little cards for pockets. And here's another card. Look at that image, so cute. Here is a little girl from one of my vintage sewing patterns that I backed with some scrapbook paper, or I'm sorry, cardstock, so it's nice and sturdy. And then this is one of those cool little cards that I got at an estate sale that will be a great little journaling spot. And some money because of course it's school themed. And here's a little workbook page and a note card. Some more book pages and writing. So there's lots of spots in here for writing, lots of spots for photos if you like to add photos to your journals. There's school cards. This is a vintage page from a children's book, and some tickets and a little award. This is so cute. I just made a journaling spot here from one of my vintage children's books. And you can move that around, glue it in for a pocket, whatever you'd like to do there. And there you go. And then I've just closed it with some silk ribbon. So that's one. And the next one is ABC Rhymes. Again, it's just a simple, I've added a simple little removable charm here and the silk tie. This has some really fun trim here and 2 signatures that are sewn in. There is some lace throughout. And they are all, again, they're all rounded spines. And I have Mod Podged the fabric on. And again, here's a little journaling spot that I created from a children's book page that you can move around. And of course, the 3 little clips there. And the book that I showed you in the other one that I used with scraps. This book is ABC Rhymes, and it's 1977 printing. And again, just a variety of papers, scrapbook papers, envelopes, bags. All of the children's book pages are in here. Lots of journaling spots, lots of photo spots, lots of fun little school stuff, you know, different pockets and tickets and workbook pages. This is, I think, a 1905 to 1910. I was using some of the hymnal pages, and they ranged from like 1904, 1905 to 1910. So anyways, you'll find one of those. The pages, the images on the pages are adorable. Here's a little pocket with a journaling card. Lots of things clipped in, some cards. Little girl here, she again is from a vintage pattern. And one of those little cards I put in there for journaling. Sweet photos. Here's a card. And here's a journaling card that I've clipped. This is again from another book, a vintage book, and on the back it is open for journaling or photos. Here's a pocket here. This is from another story, vintage story. And oops, this one. Got some stamps, some vintage stamps that I just made a pocket on the side, and I've clipped this little pocket closed. So there's lots of things tucked in that you will be able to use when you're working in your journals. So ABC Rhymes, that's the second one that will be in on my website. And then the third one that will be on there tonight is the little golden book, ABC. Again, just a simple, small, removable tassel. This one has a pencil on it. It is closed with a silk ribbon. And this book is pretty worn, but it's still in good shape for this journal. And I have put lots of lace and trimming on there to cover up any kind of imperfections that might be there. As you can see, it is worn, but it's just been loved. 2 signatures. I just couldn't get rid of the cover. It's just so cute. The colors are beautiful, and I just thought it would be a fun little journal. And so again, here's another page from a different children's book that I made into a tag. The back is blank, and you can move that around. And here's another little book here. Now there is a little bit of writing in here. This is a 1951 book. I did not want to take this page out. It just, you kind of have to have it. You know, it has the A on the back, and I don't think the little writing from a child is going to take anything away. If anything, it enhances it. It's definitely a vintage book, and just, you know, part of the appeal. So again, this is an ABC book. Lots of different papers. All of the storybook pages are in there. There's bags for pockets, and here's one of those affirmation cards I sewed around it. Another little card for pockets or tabs or tags. So all of the journals have, you know, pretty much the same thing, the same amount of things. They're just a little bit different. Here's another one of those vintage cards. I think I made a pocket in one of the journals, but I just clipped this one in. And there's some goodies in there. Let's see, this one is 1910. And here's another little journaling card that I made from that other children's book. And I just clipped it on here, blank on the other side. Some cards. Lots of fun things in here. There's a pocket in here. I love the colors in the storybook pages. The pages are a little bit colored because it's a 1951 book, but the colors are just beautiful. Lots of little cards throughout. So this will be fun to journal in, to keep photos in, to keep memories in. Here is another little girl from a vintage pattern that I cut out and backed with some cardstock, and then that card that you could use for journaling or make a pocket. And so there you go. I'm trying to go through this quickly. Like I said, they all have kind of the same papers and things in it, just a little bit different, you know, just a collection of different papers. And then of course this is closed with silk ribbon as well. I am working on the other 5 and hope to get those available very soon. So thank you for coming along, and if you're interested in purchasing these, go to my website, grammybshop.com, and if you could like and subscribe and share this information, I would greatly appreciate it. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.